So this is the Target 8 final review key. Our first problem, we've got 70 v squared over 100. We're going to reduce 70 over 100. Both can be divided by 10, which gives us 7 over 10. We're going to subtract v squared and v. So one of those v's on the bottom cancels one of the v's on the top. That gives us 7v over 10. Our excluded value, x cannot equal 0, since we're looking for the values of x, or in this case v, that make the bottom 0. For number 2, we're going to factor. So factor the bottom, what multiplies to give us 8, that adds to give us 6. So that's x plus 4 times x plus 2. X plus 4 will cancel. So our answer is 1 over x plus 2. Our excluded value, x cannot equal negative 4 and negative 2. Number 3, first thing we're going to do is factor out negative 1. That gives us negative 1 times n squared minus 16n plus 63. Now we're going to factor that out. N minus 9 times n minus 7. And then on the bottom, n minus 7 times n plus 5. The n minus 7's cancel out, so we're left with negative 1 times n minus 9 over n plus 5. Our excluded values, x cannot equal, n cannot equal positive 7 and negative 5. For number 4, first thing we want to do is take out the common factors, so we're going to pull out a 2n on the top. If we take out 2n, that leaves us with n plus 5. If we take out 3n from the bottom, we take out 3n and we're left with n plus 5. We can reduce. The n's cancel, so we're left with 2/3. And our excluded values that make the bottom 0, n cannot equal 0 and negative 5. Number 5, we're going to factor x plus 4, x plus 1. The bottom, x plus 5, x plus 4. We're looking for the numbers that multiply to give us 20, that add to give us 9. We're going to cross out our common factors. We're left with x plus 1 over x plus 5. And our excluded values, x cannot equal negative 5 and negative 4. Factor the top, x plus 4 times x plus 2. X plus 2 times x plus 2. The x plus 2's will cancel out. That leaves us with x plus 4 over x plus 2. And our excluded values, x cannot equal negative 2. For number 7, the best thing to do here is to list out your factors. So for 96, we have 3 and 32, which can become 3 and 2 and 16, which becomes 3 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 25 is 5 times x times x. On the bottom we've got 5 times 3 times 3 times x. And then 38 is 2 times 19 times x. So now we've got all of our factors. We can start crossing out our common factors. We can cross out one of the x's. Those x's cross out. The 5's. 3's will reduce. 2. And so we're left with 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. So that's 2, 4, 8, 16 times 5 is 80 over 19 times 3, which is 57. Excluded values, x cannot equal 0. Number 8, it's already factored, so we can cross out the x plus 2. We can cross out 6. Now we can reduce 4 and 20, which leaves us with x over 5. And an excluded value, x cannot equal negative 2. Number 9, we're going to factor everything. So n plus 5, n plus 1, n plus 7, n plus 4, n plus 5, n plus 4. So we've got all of our factors. We're going to cross out n plus 5, n plus 1 crosses out, n plus 4, which leaves us with n plus 7. And an excluded value, n cannot equal negative 1, negative 5, or negative 4. Number 10 is our first division problem. So remember, we're going to multiply by the reciprocal. That gives us 2x plus 4 on the top, 16x plus 72 on the bottom. We're going to start taking out common factors now. So if we take out a 6, or I'm sorry, on this one we can take out a 3, which leaves us with 2x plus 9. Here we can take out 18x, which leaves us with x plus 2. We can take out a 2, which leaves us with x plus 2. And here, because we want to cross out 2x plus 9, we can take out 8, which leaves us with 2x plus 9 in the parentheses. Those will cross out. X plus 2 crosses out. So now we're left with 6 over 18x times 8. We can reduce this some more. The 6 will cross out. That becomes 3. So we're left with 1 over 24x. Our excluded values, x cannot equal 0, negative 2, and negative 9/2. Number 11, we're going to flip it again. So 8x minus 48 goes on top, 2x squared on the bottom. We're going to reduce this, so 2 and x cross out. We're going to take out an 8, which leaves us with x minus 6. That crosses out here. So now we're left with 16 over x. Excluded values, x cannot equal 6 or 0. And number 12, we're going to put x squared minus x minus 2 on top, x plus 5 on the bottom. We're going to factor everything. So on the top we get x plus 5 times x plus 4. On the bottom, 5 times 1 is 5, 5 plus 1 is 6. Over here we get x minus 2, x plus 1. So our x plus 1 cancels, x plus 5 cancels, and we're left with x plus 4, x minus 2 over x plus 5. With an excluded value, x cannot equal negative 5 and negative 1. Number 13, we get into addition. So now we have to get common denominators. We've got 3x and 5x squared. So our common denominator is going to be 15x squared. So we're going to multiply top and bottom here by 3, top and bottom here by 5x. That gives us 35x over 15x squared plus 12 over 15x squared. Add those together, and 35x plus 12 over 15x squared is our answer. For this one, we're going to factor the bottom, so x plus 6, x minus 2. This side on the left is missing x plus 6, so we're going to multiply top and bottom by x plus 6 to get common denominators. That gives us x squared plus 5x minus 6 minus x squared plus 4x minus 4. And those are both over x plus 6, x minus 2. Now don't forget, we're subtracting this whole term on the right, so that becomes negative x squared, negative 4x, and positive 4. So the x squareds cancel. 5x minus 4x is x. Negative 6 plus 4 is negative 2. And since x minus 2 reduces, we end up with 1 over x plus 6. Again, we're going to factor x minus 7, x plus 3. So this side we're missing x plus 3. That gives us x squared plus 4x plus 1 plus x squared plus 5x plus 6. We're going to add our terms. That gives us 2x squared plus 9x plus 7. Since we're adding, we don't have to worry about switching signs. Over x minus 7 times x plus 3. And for this one, we've got x plus 5, x minus 1, x plus 4, x minus 1. So on the left side, we're missing x plus 4. On the right side, we're missing x plus 5. That gives us 4x squared plus 16x over minus 5x plus 25. So again, we're subtracting this whole term. We're going to get 4x squared minus 5x Sorry about that. I forgot my x up here. So that's 4x squared plus 16x. So 16x minus 5x is 11x minus 25 all over x plus 4, x plus 5, x minus 1. And our last page now we're solving, so we're going to factor this out to figure out our common denominator. So we're missing an x on this final term. We're going to multiply top and bottom by x. That gives us x plus 5 over x times x plus 1 equals 1 over x times x plus 1 minus x squared minus 6x over x times x plus 1. So now that the denominators are the same, we're going to set up an equation using the top. That gives us x plus 5 equals 1, and then remember, we're subtracting this whole thing, minus x squared plus 6x. We want to get everything over to one side. So we've got x squared minus 5x plus 4 equals 0. We're going to factor that. X minus 4 times x minus 1. And for our answer, we get x equals positive 4 and positive 1. Number 18, we've got a common denominator of 5x. So we're going to multiply this one top and bottom by 5, and this one top and bottom by 5x. So that gives us 5 over 5x equals 6 over 5x plus 5x over 5x. Now that we've got a common denominator, we're going to set up our equation. Five equals 6 plus 5x. We're going to subtract 6. And divide by 5. X equals negative 1/5. Number 19, our common denominator is 3x. So we're going to multiply this first term by 3x. That gives us 3x over 3x plus x squared minus 5x minus 24 over 3x equals x minus 6 over 3x. Now we can set up our equation. For this one, we want to get everything on one side, so we're going to subtract x. We're going to add 6. So now we've got x squared minus 3x minus 18 after we combine all our like terms and get them over to the left. Factor x minus 6, x plus 3, and set them equal to 0 and solve, so x equals positive 6 and negative 3. For the last one, we're going to factor x plus 3, x plus 2. That means our last term is missing x plus 2. So our top becomes 3 minus x minus 6 equals x plus 2. So remember, we're subtracting that whole term. That gives us 3 minus x plus 6 equals x plus 2. Combine our terms. That gives us 9 minus x equals x plus 2. We're going to add x. We're going to subtract 2. 7 equals 2x, and if we divide by 2, x equals 7/2.